Yes, ladies and gentlemen, at the Go Us podcast, I have a special young man that's in the building. We'll be coming to the Gulf South Unlimited Basketball Camp coming up April 26th and 27th, 2025. I have Braydon Boyd in the building. Let the people know who you are, what's your goals, your dreams, and also have his dad, Mr. Brandon, in the building. So we're going to be going back and forth, trying to get some of these answers to some of these questions, man. I want to thank this young man for, considering our camp. It's a good player. So please let the people know who you are, my man. College coach.
All right. My name is Braydon Boyd, class of 2025. I go to St. Augustine High School. I'm a guard, a forward, anything you want me to play. I'm a three-level scorer. I have a 3.2 GPA.
Nice. Matters.
Yeah.
Yes. And so I want to ask you, man, y'all won a state championship. Y'all was considered the underdogs, man. How did y'all pull it off? And you got a new coach this year, which is, I met him, and I'm gonna tell you a little bit about your coach. I actually met him for the first time. I think he's a USA basketball coach like I am, right?
Yeah.
And I think he was at one of the same meetings I was at. That's when I first met him. Short time, wasn't long. And then I saw him a second time in Medina 35. He was, recruiting some players, and he said, man, I got to get back to New Orleans, man, and help my city and help these kids, man. It's not what it's supposed to be. And I was like, yo, I respect that, coach. And that was our last words. You understand? And then I looked up. He was the St. Aug head coach. And I was like, wow. And then from that point, not only did he make that statement, he backed it up. And y'all won state. So for me, that was impressive. You hear people say stuff like that all the time. But he went from that conversation to coming back home, literally. You understand what I'm saying? So to me, it was like surprising. Now, we ran into each other, we talked. So I got a lot of respect just due to the fact that he said that. And here we are. Y'all guys won state. So let's talk about that game a little bit, man. Let's talk about it. How you feel about that state championship?
We've been working all season for it. We said at the beginning of the season, just scrimmages really, like we wanted to win it since JV, since last year, 11th grade. Me and my teammates, we played, and we seen the team that was like the varsity team that was ahead of us. They lost in the second round, and they also lost senior night, which was upsetting. We wanted to change that around there, and we wanted to bring the winning spirit to the school, and we want to bring St. Aug back to what it was.
Let me tell you something. St. Aug is a very rare place in America, period. All black Catholic boys school, all black school. So when you know anything about the history, then you know the legacy is so powerful. And for you guys to get that done and put coach right on the map first year, I think it's incredible. I think it's incredible. I think it's a great story. I wish someone would have followed your guys throughout the year so that they could get that whole story. You know what I mean? But like you said, if God will have it, man, y'all guys won it all. So let me ask you this. What is your driving force right now to play college basketball? What drives you? What keeps you in that mindset?
The love that I have for the game, and I also want to take my talent to the next level. I've been working hard since my 11th grade year. And also I wanted to train over the summer to get more film to show people how good I really am. I've been working on my ball handling, shooting, communication, defense.
Well, I'll be putting some workouts together coming up, and you'll get an opportunity to learn how to make those decisions in 1.5 seconds. You'll be able to do some things. I critique your game. I think this camp is going to give you an opportunity to at least find out what the college coaches think about you and give you an opportunity to position yourself. One thing for sure, you have the grades. I have a school right now, Pacific, out in California, that if you got a 3.5, I think school is free. But you have to hit a certain income level. You can't be too high, so on and so forth. But we're working on trying to get you and Jacoby to go together. That way it could be, y'all guys could continue doing your thing as teammates, So can you describe your style of play so in case somebody that don't know who you are have an idea what type of player you are? Who you compare your game to, or just what type of style of basketball you play?
I'm smart, aggressive. Always got to stay unselfish, move the ball around, communication, defense, crashing boards. Like I said, I'm a 3-level scorer. I can score off the dribble, mid range, layup, anything you want. Corner shooter, catch and shoot.
So now, what area of your game are you working on right now to improve?
I'm still working on like shooting off the dribble, really, because I'm good at it, but I want to be great at it. And also want to get downhill, like usually on coast to coast, because like I'll let the ball catch, coast to coast. Usually I struggle with that a little bit, but I want to work on it a little bit and finishing with both hands. But I'm ambidextrous right now, but
Are you?
I want to finish. Yeah.
What's so crazy? It's so many young kids that could do that. Like, how many people? I mean, it's like so many kids are born that way today, which is really, really interesting. So let me ask you this. Give me a time when you had to become a leader for your school or your team this year, when you had to step in and keep everybody together. Could you give me an example of that?
The semifinal games when we played against Liberty this season, they were the number one team. Like you said, Coach, they voted us as the underdogs. Nobody took us to beat them. We were trailing basically most of the game, and going into halftime, we were also trailing. And I just told my team, like, keep shooting, but try to get your buckets inside first, because when you shoot it, like when you get the buckets inside first, the goal widens out. Like Coach Wade told us that, like it widens, it is a bigger target. So I told my guards, keep shooting. I get the rebounds. If you miss, just keep shooting, and as they did. And I told them we got to communicate more. As usually like how we play defense, stay gaps, which is our defense. Um, that's really it.
Well, I'll tell you this. That's very important, right? Because, sometimes, when you're in those games in the heat of the moment, you got to what? Make sure everybody's on the same page.
Yes, sir.
Even if a guy's doubting himself, so on and so forth, you want to make sure everybody's on the same page. So let me ask you this. How do you balance academics and school and basketball in order to get that? You just said 3.2 or 3.5? It was 3.2 you said, right?
3.2.
How did you balance that? Because there's going to be other young guys. We're going to have some eighth graders, like, right before I talk, you heard me talking to one of the young guys about putting out the video and making sure you ain't on the gram with all kind of crazy stuff, man. Like, you're going to hurt your chances. So how do you balance that? How do you balance academics and sports all in one?
Just staying disciplined and time management, really. I
Yes.
learned that a lot. Usually because I've started learning it this year, actually, because I know college is up and coming, and sometimes you might not have time to do the work, so you gotta, you know, like sometimes you want to go out with your friends, you gotta tell them no, you gotta study, just time management, really.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this. Are you opposed to, like, going to JC or NAIA or D2? What's your goals? If you had your wildest dream, where would you like to go? Straight to a D1, or what do you think you need some development, 2 years to develop? What do you think your situation? What kind of awareness do you have about yourself?
If it's mandatory for me, like if I want to get better, which I do, I'll do the I'm at NAIA college,
Right.
because like I still see like spaces where I could develop more. Because I've just started being like more open about my game and being more confident. And I think I do need an extra year just to feel better about like myself and being more confident.
So let me ask you this. Do you think you want a prep school year or junior college year? Like a prep school year might give you where you don't start the clock. We know a few prep schools. A lot of prep schools are kind of expensive. That's the only problem. We might be able to work with a prep school that might give you a great price, but sometimes a lot of the prep schools are far. Um, um, Once you come to the camp, we'll give you a better advice on which route you should take. Um, are you a true guard? Because you say you play 5 positions, but you're about what, 6'3"?
Like, yeah.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
6'3"? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So are you a true guard? Like in a sense, did you play a lot of guard last year?
Not as much, but
Yeah.
because I was basically like the tallest person on my team, like the second tallest, and they also needed somebody like more aggressive like me.
No, you're very athletic. I mean, to me, I think it's a plus when you can play and guard bigs and bring it up and score against bigs. I think it's a plus. Whenever when you're able to make adjustments, all that matters. In this world, especially in basketball, is how fast you make the adjustment gonna make the difference in the first place anyway. So for me, I think that's the most important thing. So let me ask you this about the 3-point. What did you get on the ACT? Did you take it?
Yeah, I took it. I didn't receive my scores yet.
Okay. So we're gonna look at a few options for you. A few options for you to try to make sure that you get the best. So now, what do you want from a college coach? What are you expecting from a college coach and your experience out of college? Because this would be your first time doing it. What do you expect from the college coach as well as the school that you pick? What do you expect from them?
I want the college coach to critique me. I want him to help me out, like let me know my what I need to work on so I can get better. Extra help really, like help me get more like in the gym, working out really, because I really want to do that a lot over off season.
All right, so
And
let me ask you that. If you had to describe your game in one word, what would it be?
uh, aggressive.
Aggressive. I like that. Aggressive. That's aggressive. I mean, listen, my thing is if you can't guard your position, you need to get out of the position or get out of the job. Because why? If you can't guard, I think a lot of guys lose opportunity because they want to be specialty guys. I think everything starts with playing defense first. So when you get in that camp, you're going to see a lot of talented guys. But I think showing defense on film and scoring makes you more of an asset to me. So now I want you to talk a little bit about your dad and your family life to let the coaches understand what type of young man you
Well, about my dad, he's been pushing me since I was a little kid.
are. Nice.
I've been wanting to play basketball ever since he helped me pick up a basketball. I was really playing football, but
Nice.
I
That's
love,
what
I
I
love,
got some of that toughness.
yeah, I love basketball better. Also because my dad he used to play in high school and college.
Nice.
Um, and it just really like it showed me like more like it brought me to open doors. Like I guess you could say, um, my mom, she pushed me. Also, my brothers they pushed me, especially my mom, my aunts.
Nice.
They push me a lot. They tell me to post a lot, so I can get exposure.
Yes. I mean, you got a good, strong family unit. All that matters. So let's put the camera on your dad. I have a few questions for him so they can get an idea. How you doing, my guy?
Hey,
Mr.
Coach, how
B,
you doing?
Double B, man. It's a pleasure for you guys to come out. And I just want you to talk about how you heard about the camp. And that way we can get into it a little bit so they got an idea of his family life.
Well, we actually received your information from what my wife did from one of our good friends, actually Jacoby's aunt.
Nice.
And she thought that it would be a great opportunity for the boys, which after going to reviews and looking at a couple of things, I see that it is. So I just figured that, hey, if you're gonna help my son get to the spot where he want to be, because like I say, I can't do it for him. He got to do it for himself. And I see that him and Jacoby put in the work. They're pretty much strong on their team, to win a lot of games.
Listen, for them to win it this year, there had to be zero nonsense. Like you couldn't beat those teams. It's the same like us. We won state. We had to be our best 3 times in a row. That's very difficult.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like you could be your best once or twice, but the 3 times in a row to play the best game and play somewhat of a perfect game without turning it over, just like you guys did, I thought it was phenomenal. to see those young guys pull it off, man. And we brought it back home to the inner city too, because a lot of them teams normally went out there. We haven't won out here in a minute, man. Yeah. So for us to win it and see, y'all guys to be a part of it, man, I thought it was a special year, man, just for the closer city. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they like my son would be a lot of, he's modest a lot, but when you preach defensively, he led the team in block shots and rebounds. So
he's very athletic. He's very athletic, man.
Sometimes that don't get to the camera, but like I said, when you came down to that paint, you had to deal with number 12. And so a lot of people felt his wrath, and he changed a lot of people's shots. So defense was a main strong point for him. Even though, I know his coach wanted some offense about him, but defense is what he needed it because. And then when you take that Liberty game, like I said, he went 6 for 6. He shot 100%, led the team in scoring, and still was a presence in the middle too as well. I think, with him adding the mid range, the threes to his game, I think that would be the players that a coach would actually like because aggressive, yeah, he shows a lot of energy on defense, emotionally. And
I think that's the guys who care, right? Mm-hmm. If you don't play defense, to me, you don't care.
Yeah,
you don't care enough. I think whenever you play defense, it's because you care about the win, and defense is strictly going to be about what? Stopping you from doing your thing.
Oh yeah,
that's why a lot of times.
Yep.
Yeah. So if you're going to play D, I think defense is the big part of this game, and I know defense truly matters. It truly matters. So let me ask you a question. What's some of the things that make you proud about your son from all of the years of the work ethic and the advice? What's some of the things that you saw this season and you say, yeah, I'm proud that he's starting to show that?
Oh, well, one is his leadership because he's very competitive, not just aggressive. He hated to lose, and he hate when people not doing, their job. So when it comes to bringing that energy, to his teammates and saying, hey, look, we got this, give you 100% because I'm going to give my 100%. I was very pleased in seeing it. And he feed off of blocking somebody, ball off.
You're doing the dirty work. Yeah. You got to have nobody wins without those guys. Yeah. Nobody ever win it all without those guys.
Exactly. But, when you watch the game and you see it, you see the energy that he bring. And like I said, his mama bring a lot of energy to the game. So the whole crowd feeds off of that. So I'm very proud to see him advance in that area because getting the offensive rebound and defensive rebound is basically securing a possession for you to go score. So I love the fact that he took that and then ran with it. And I know his teammates appreciate it, although, as well as his coaches. So I was very proud of that. And especially for the Liberty game and for the St. Thomas More game, he bought a lot of that and we needed it to secure those wins.
Let me tell you something. Y'all didn't just beat good school. Y'all beat good coaches.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, those are solid coaches. Those guys are solid. You know what I mean? So I want to thank you. I want to thank you for the opportunity as well to speak with you, meet you, and take advantage of this, man, and get prepared for this camp on the 26th, man. Yeah. And I know that from what I hear, he's going to bring it and give it everything he has and continue to play hard, play smart. Can I ask him one more question before we get out of here? Because I think we have enough information. So let me ask you a question, B. What can you offer a college right now if you walked in the building? What can you offer them?
Competitiveness. Like, no matter where I play, I'm always competitive. Like, that's just the type of person I am. Like, ever since like just today in PE, you go off that, I was very competitive. I don't care what court I'm on. I'm just very competitive. I'm a winner. Like, that's what I want to be in life. I want to be a winner. I don't want to be a loser. I don't want to be a sore loser. I just want to be a winner. That's all I know, really.
So let me ask you this. Give me one example, and we're going to close on this, where you handle adversity on the court and off the court. some personal adversity that you had to figure it out, and you turned it all around and made life. Because to me, everything in life is a lesson or a blessing. You know what I mean?
Yes,
So
sir.
give me a time when because these coaches want to know, what kind of young man are they really getting? Give me a situation when you was dealing with a little bit of adversity.
You go John Curtis game, like felt a little down. Everybody was saying stuff because we were down 20 to 8.
20 points.
Yeah, we were down 20 to 8 going to the second quarter, and I just stayed calm. Kept a positive mindset really, and just I grew stronger like throughout the game. And I just said, like, we gotta go out and win this. Like, you can't lose this. Like, this is not a
So
game.
y'all beat them this year too.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, see, and that's what it's about, man. Playing to the end. So there's no more time on the clock. And finding out what you're really made of when it's all on the line. So what I'm gonna tell you, the greatest thing about winning a state championship, because I've been a part of about 6 of them at Country Day, is what you're capable of. Right? So now you got a feather in your hat that you actually got it done before. So you use that as a way of continuing to work hard, continue believing in yourself, and continue to prove it to others. Say, man, I won it before. I won the state championship and won it because of XYZ. And it give you some credibility. And at the same time, you know what you're capable of. Nobody can come and tell you what you can and can't do. You've done it already. That's where the heart of the champion is so important, because you got it done. So listen, I appreciate you guys. Do you have any questions for me that you need me to answer? Anything, I'm here for you. Do you have a question for me? You and your dad, y'all can ask me something so y'all can get the better understanding of what the Gulf South Unlimited is all about.
I don't really have any questions.
That's cool. Ask your dad, see if you have any questions.
No questions, Coach. I'm good.
Question? All right, well, listen. Y'all the first guy that never asked anything, but we here. Be ready. I see you on the 26th and 27th. And we're looking to have a great camp, and invite your friends and family to come through. I think we normally don't have it that open because we don't want to pay for all kind of security stuff. But if you have your family members and people going to act the right way, we would like you to invite them so we can have watch our young talented guys. You're gonna see a lot of 6'8", 6'9". It's gonna be a lot of big guys in the building. It's gonna be a lot of talented guys in the building. And man, thank you, man. Thank you for considering us. Thank you for thinking about it. And we try to take care of our guys. And the goal, while we're really doing this, is because we're trying to make sure Louisiana basketball and some of you young men are able to make the connection between schools and things like that. Because a lot of coaches, they just caught up in their own schemes and how they can move themselves sometimes, and they forget about your young guys. So I put it upon myself to take that opportunity to be the things the change that I want to see, if that makes sense. And we've been doing it for a good while now. I'm with Coach Cliff Batiste. He's the guy that found Big Baby, Jonathan Bender, and all of these guys from out here. So we linked back up together. He's been doing it. He's one of the top recruiters. I mean, within the last, I don't know how many years, 20, 30 years. So I'm doing the camps with him. I can show you a list, when we get together, all what the schools need. And we get the list all the time. And we got great relationship with a lot of colleges. And we continue to build that. So this is what it's about. Standing in the gaps and making real things happen and help young men to get a situation. So we're here, man. Keep in contact. I want to say go you, go me, go us. And I thank you. You and your dad.
All right, Coach.
All right.
Thank you,
I'll
Coach.
see y'all guys on the 26th. Call me anything if you need anything. All right. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much.
All right. Have a good night.
All right.
All right.
Be safe. Be well.
You too.
Peace.
Mm-hmm.